Hello, welcome back to Shopify Sunday Drives. I had quite the week. I went to Brooklyn. I got to speak at the Day with Shopify tour to about 160 Shopify partners, which was very exciting. Taught them about what I've learned, what lessons have worked for me in growing this business since 2009. A lot of stuff, a lot of fun. Always good to connect with people and get that external validation. As you may have guessed, I kind of enjoy being the center of attention on stage, right? It's a good guess or I wouldn't be doing this. The funny part about that is I'm actually kind of an introvert, so it's a weird mix there. Anyway, I digress. I'm in the car, or I'm in the garage. I've got all my office furniture out here for our new office move, and in fact, I'm sitting on our new beverage fridge. But, what was I gonna say? Okay, so over the last year, I've really taken a deep dive into conversion rate optimization using data-driven tools like heat mapping, especially, and scroll mapping, and user testing. And conversion rate optimization, when you're operating under like these are best practices, this is what I think will work, is one thing. How you design the site is a best guess at how you think it will be used, versus when you actually see with user testing tools in practice, this is how the site is being used in reality, is kind of eye-opening. And from that experience over the last year, and we have generated a tremendous amount of revenue for our clients doing this, often doubling or even more conversion rates on sites that are doing seven figures, high six figures, 7 figures a month, which is tremendous. These small changes have huge impact. So from that, I have kind of figured out a bit of a methodology, some just easy, quick tips that you can use to set that mindset for yourself on, hey, this is how we're going to put together effective design for our site. So I'm going to hop in the car and we will go over that stuff together. All right, so the magic box and secrets that live within conversion rate optimization. So conversion rate optimization kind of falls a little bit into SEO in that it feels like, I pay a professional and they wave a magic wand and I get this extraordinary outcome. But the reality is it's a mindset, it is a way of thinking. And I'm going to just give away the secret right now. So number one, every page on your site has a job. That's how you have to think about it, is what is this page's job? And it has to be focused on the user. So like the homepage has a job, and the job is to get the person to a product, right? And if you can get them to a product in shopping, great. If I can get them to a product, then the products page is to get them to add to cart. And the carts page is to get them to proceed to checkout. And then checkout, its job is to get them to feel comfortable enough to buy. All right, so now that you're thinking in that mindset, you can go to every page and you can look at every element on that page and say, does this help or hurt this page from doing its job, right? So if you go on your home page, I bet either there's not enough stuff on that page to help someone quickly get to the right product, or there's a ton of stuff that has nothing to do with anything that pertains to that job or that the user cares about. So go through for every element and be like, does this help or hurt that job after you've defined that page's job? Which is, like, that alone is going to help you. All right, now here's the thing we found with heat mapping and conversion rate optimization. Let's say you're looking at a homepage. People click on everything, which is why you can't have things that distract from whatever the page's one job is. And yes, the page can only have a single primary job. If you have secondary jobs, those aren't secondary jobs, they are distractions. At best, you could have a safety net, but it has to be something that pertains to the primary job. So your homepage of your site might have a welcome series newsletter sign up. Well, that's not directly that primary job of let's get someone to a product, but it is supporting that in a secondary way where it's saying, all right, if they're not ready for that, then we can get them on the newsletter, build trust, help them stay top of mind, and that newsletter's job is going to be to get them to a product. So it's adding an extra step, but it's still keeping them within that realm of those jobs, okay? So that's number one, is every page is a job. Number two, every element on that page can either help or hurt that page from doing its job. And third is people are going to click on everything. So go look at the elements on your page. If an element is not clickable, ask yourself why. Is there something I could get this to link to that would support the goal? And if I can't, should it even be here? Why is it here? What is it doing? And unless you can make a really compelling argument to yourself, to a third party, then get rid of that thing. So it sounds basic, but I see people blowing this all the time. So let's see if I can come up with a couple examples in my head. All right, here's the first one. On a product page, people write like below the product description or near the cart form. Don't do this. But I will often see people have social sharing buttons. I can tell you, we have run these on super high traffic sites and tested them with heat maps. No one clicks on them. And on the occasion that people do, they just end up distracted and leaving. If they share your product on Facebook, they end up on Facebook. It is very rare that these social sharing buttons on product pages support anything. If the product page's job is to get people to add to cart, why are you telling them to post your product on Twitter? That does not make sense, right? So that's a perfect use case. That's a perfect example. All right, homepage. On a homepage, I'll often see this one. A triptych of blog posts that send people to your blog. If they're already on the homepage, I don't need them going and reading the blog, right? The purpose of the blog is to generate organic traffic. And then then that organic traffic we can then remarket to and then get them to a product so they can buy, right? So that is an element that is not helping the homepage. So there's just two common examples I've seen. So now that you know that, go back to your site and use that system and just keep it simple, go through that product flow, right? Where you figure out what those elements are, but also use it to start removing stuff from your navigation. I see so many strange, extraneous things in navigations, and you could make your life easier. Start combining pages, right? I'll see sometimes people will take, like, instead of just an about page, they'll have our story, our owner, our history, our staff, or 3-4 about pages. Why? It's so tough to get people to click around on a site. Every click is an opportunity for them to drop off, to lose them. So combine all that stuff and then figure out what that page's goal is and then remove the extraneous stuff. It's really easy to just start throwing stuff at a site because you feel compelled to, but it's very hard, I found, for people to remove stuff. They feel like, once I've created the content, well, I have to use it. We made it. We have to use it. No, you don't. You absolutely don't. And it is hurting you. So get rid of it. Get rid of that extraneous stuff and make sure that you're working with intent. This is like mindfulness for websites, right? Be mindful of, why is that thing there? Why are we adding this widget, this shiny toy, this content? What is its purpose? What is it doing? Does it help or hurt that page's job? So, okay, I got a little riled up there, but I feel good about it. I hope that helps. Again, we got Black Friday coming up. We're closing in on it. If you want to work with me on your next project, get your site whipped into shape before then, please check out ethercycle.com/apply. You could apply to work with me on your next project. I would be honored. And even if I do vet my clients very seriously, and if we're not a good fit, I will happily give you referrals to a whole bunch of other people I trust who might be interested in the work and who may be able to help you. So it is a win-win situation. Anyway, I hope that helps. Best of luck. I need to get back to the house and help my wife with a fussy baby. So enjoy the rest of your weekend.